Hi there and welcome to a new video in which we are going to be checking out Godot 4.4 Beta 4, which was just released a couple of hours ago. So basically, let's start checking this post out. As you can see, 17 February 2025. So well, it was exactly yesterday, it seems. But in reality, as you can see, it was just 4 hours ago. So here we have it. So yes, basically it is quite recent, okay? So first of all, remember the fact that we had 4.4 beta 3 exactly 10 days ago. So it is amazing the fact that they were able to stick to the pace that they wanted. Because I believe that in something like maybe 1 week or 2 weeks, we should be having the final release of Godot 4.4. Because here it says for late February release was an ambitious time frame. So for late February it would be kind of the official release date for the official version, and we are on 18 February, so we are quite close to that. So here it tells us that we can expect this to be our final beta release of the 4.4 period. And then after that we should be having the release candidates, okay? Once again, remember that in these betas and even more in release candidates, we don't really have lots of kind of huge fixes or huge new stuff. If you take a look at the highlights, you can see there isn't many of them or even lots of things to actually highlight here. So well, here we have it basically. Everything that is over here. I have already read all this and I don't think there is kind of anything to highlight. For example, we could highlight here the fact that we did things of Jolt, improve performance of certain physics queries. So once again, they are trying to make the integration as smooth as possible and as seamless as possible. But well, once again, it is more of what we are used to having in this kind of updates. Fix accessing UIDs before first scan, so they are kind of trying to polish as much as possible the new things that are coming in Godot 4.4. So once that we have actually understood all this, let's directly jump to the download section, and I will download this for Windows. And I want to check out some stuff that was a little bit buggy in 4.4 beta 3 that has to do with the game window, okay, with that new window that is coming in 4.4, or actually came in 4.3, I don't recall it right now. So first of all, this thing, I do want to mention it just if it is important for any of you, that now the window is much bigger by default. This is once again 4.4 beta 4, but if we open up, this is 4.3 stable, I believe this one, yes, as you can see, it is much smaller. So just if for any of you this is relevant, there you have it. And then let's go ahead and create a new project. Now you have this Say Now button, by the way. So this is enabled by default, and this means that if you create the project, it is going to open it up right away. So I will just put this on my downloads and I will press create, okay, and let's give it a second. And basically here we have everything, okay. So the only thing that I do want to do is to create a 3D scene, and I want to add some object, okay, that I'm able to kind of modify. So let's add here a sphere, for example, and let's add the corresponding environment and sun, and lastly a camera. Something quite cool, for example, this camera previewer over there, so we can drag this right here and maybe right there. It's going to be fine just there. And let's basically run this scene, because now, well, you have this new window over here, and now if I go to the 3D mode, I can select 3D objects, so for example this one, and I can do whatever I want with it. I can modify its position, for example, and there we have it. So this is quite useful, but it did have some problems. For example, when you move it around, as you can see, it is kind of breaking. So yes, this still has to be fixed, and this is something that I believe that from the first time in which this was implemented, it's already here, but hopefully they're going to be able to fix it soon. I will disable making a workspace floating on next place because I want it to be embedded right here. So if you disable that option and you play again, you will have it right over here. I'd like much more this option, because if you go to a 3D and you can select it over here, well, then you are able to debug this a little bit better. So for example, we can add a standard material, okay. Oh, well, now it doesn't allow me to do it, I don't know why, but well, there it is. I wanted to modify the color, but if I am not able, let's, I know, modify the rotation. Well, the y-axis of a sphere is not going to do much things, so let's once again modify the position, and there you see it. So whenever you do want to kind of modify some properties of the object, the best thing would be, I believe, to embed directly the window, because if not, it's going to be closing, opening, etc. I know there is an option, I don't currently remember what it is, that if you have the game window and you press outside of it, it is going to continue being kind of focused, so it's not longer going to be hidden or minimized. But I believe this option is much more convenient, basically. You also have here some options to modify how they're being expanded. I don't really know the difference between these two. Embed game size is based on project settings, and this one keep the aspect ratio of the embedded game, so I don't really know what they do, to be honest. But with this one, it's basically, it is going to be stretched, okay? So, and I believe that this stretch is going to depend on the stretch settings that we have set over here. So if we set this to be window, canvas items, and this is in keep, now when we play, we should see the black bars over here, I believe. Yes, there we go. So this is quite cool as well. So I think that these are the kind of most important things that should be fixed, because a lot of people are actually going to be making the game workspace floating. So this must be something that it has to work properly. Probably there are still lots of new stuff in this beta, some small bug fixes that for some of you could be relevant, but this is something for the general Godot user. So I hope that this is really something fixed within the next, well, not any more betas, but the release candidates, because, well, of course, in the official release, this should have been fixed, I believe. So anyway, let me know what you think in the comments down below, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.